remind me. Between the two of us, remember.
Welcome, everyone. Oh, hi, Joel. Hello. So good to see everyone here and those watching virtually. We had an unusual parking situation today, so we're so glad that you're here. For those who are attending here as part of the festival going on down the road. So special thanks to Reverend Suquin and Lizzle for their efforts in helping that there was enough parking outside. So at the fellowship, and if you're new, welcome. We recognize that all our encounters are holy. So this is just such a sacred time that we are here. No coincidence, and just so grateful that we are here together. And to open our service, please stand if you're able, and we're going to sing the prayer of the Child of Love, and that will be right on the front of your songbook. And that's from our beloved Corey.
I will pray again. source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally. Everywhere that love be there, amen. Everywhere, this my prayer again. Father, Mother, God, your kingdom come, your holy will be wholly done. Spirit, source of love, you flow through me, your loving child, eternally.
So beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And please have a seat. And before we do our opening meditation, I would like you to maybe open up the packet that's on your chair, and you'll find a bulletin along with your envelope for your financial gift and a connection card. And on the back of the card, there's an area to list those you would like to have remembered in our service later. We'll have a special time later to pray for those. So if you want, there's a pencil in there. If you want to add anyone that you would like to be thought of, and we'll do our special prayer. And we'll also add those names to our prayer list too. So if you want to do that, just take a moment. And also, if you are new, or if you have any information that's changed, you could jot it down on the front of that card. So if we can send you all the e-announcements, there's all the events going on. So if you would like to get that email, just add that, your information or any change of information you might have. And now I'm going to invite you, we'll do our meditation, to perhaps close your eyes or gaze downward. And whatever you do that helps you to come inward, what works best for you? Maybe it's just slowing down that breath, softening the muscles, maybe noticing tension in your body. See if you can just breathe into those areas, just to let that body soften. And finding that nice open posture across the chest, and think of pressing the feet into the ground to help keep this wonderful upright shape. Here we can be in this nice open and receptive posture. And then let's continue those slow, deep breaths in and out. Just allowing the body to settle and preparing ourselves for our inner listening to help us align with the divine. And here, let yourself receive the love, the light, and the wisdom that is here. And just noticing the rhythm and the flow of your breath. Letting it slow and soften. Envision the soles of your feet opening and dropping down roots into the earth. And letting these roots spread out and connect with everyone here. And let them spread out and connect with those watching virtually. And spreading out even further to the planet. And truly envision forming a webbing, a grounding, an anchor for everyone on the planet. And so with each breath, we're dropping deep down into calm, stillness, spaciousness. And while rooting down, we're also reaching up, lengthening through the spine from the back of the head. Imagine like branches reaching up and plugging into our highest light. Just letting go to the grace of this two-way flow. And let yourself be filled and cradled by the love of the sacred within and all around you. And may our time in this fellowship service replenish, restore, and inspire us. And while here in this reflective state, I'm going to read from the Course in Miracles, just a short prayer from lesson 225. God is my father, mother, and his child loves him, her. Father, mother, I must return your love for me. Forgiving and receiving are the same. You have given all your love to me. I must return it, for I want it mine in full awareness, blazing in my mind and keeping it within its kindly light. Beloved, with fear behind and only peace ahead. And just one other short prayer. Peace to my mind, let all my thoughts be still. Father, mother, I come to you today to seek the peace that you alone can give. I come in silence, in the quiet of my heart, the deep recesses of my mind. I wait and listen for your voice. My Father, Mother, love, speak to me today. I come to hear your voice in silence and in certainty and love. Sure, you will hear my call and answer me. Just taking a deeper breath in and out, and a little shake, wiggle on fingers and hands as we come back to our space. And then we'll be singing Oh, no, we have special music. Yay. The Dangling Participles. Yay. Let's give them a big welcome.
I wrote this song a few years back. It's about changes. Sometimes when change comes, it's good. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's not always great. But sometimes you have buyer's remorse. There's lots of different reflections on changes and new things in the song. Kettles on the stove, slowly coming to a boil. How long has it been since I've tarnished its polished copper? Well, it's time to make it shine again. Again, shine again. Time to make this tarnished copper shine again. Dirty laundry strewn about, tossed on chairs and on the couch. How long has it been since I've washed these jeans I've been living in? Well, some comfort's lost when you wash them clean again. Again, clean again. Yes, some comfort's lost when you wash them clean again. Empty bottles on the floor, maybe one or two smashed against that door. How many nights have we lost? The cost of me not calling you. Well, it's time to make things right again. Again, right again. We're calling you, have made things right again. I just bought this new guitar. Its electric body really sings. But how long will I miss the familiar feel of my first six string? What gets lost when you just buy new again? Again, new again. What gets lost when you just buy new again? There's a pile in the hall of red and blue partisan scrawl. How long has it been since I actually made a contribution? Well, it's time to do my part again. Again, my part again. Time to do my part again. The news on the TV Well, the rhetoric's obscene. How long till we lose all of our humanity? What gets lost trying to make things great again? Again, great again. What gets sacrificed trying to make things great again? What gets sacrificed trying to make things great again?
Lovely. Thank you. One more time. Thank you so much. Dillon Catastrophe. Oh, so grateful you both are here. Goodness. And now we get to stand, if you're able, for a fellowship song on page 5. Welcome, friend.
Each person is unique, their spiritual journey true. We share in loving space what we have learned. When speaking heart to heart, we're sharing soul to soul. We find the oneness that our souls never yearned. All are welcome here, so enter with no fear. Together we will share in one big home. You're welcome here, my friend, for love will have no end. Together we will find our way back home. Each person is unique, their spiritual journey true. We share in love in space what we have learned. When speaking heart to heart, we're sharing soul to soul. We find the oneness that our souls have yearned. All are welcome here, so enter with no fear. Together we will share in one big home. You're welcome here, my friend, for love will have no end. Together we will find our way back home. Together we will find our way back home.
And please stay seated for our namaste greeting or greeting of your choice. Maybe
Stand.
a hug or a handshake. Or yes, what did I say? Okay, all right. Just do the opposite of what I said. Oh, goodness.
How you doing? Doing all right. How about you?
Is it recording our voices?
Probably a little bit.
I'll keep them short.
So yeah, it was just another thing. I was like, that's something I'm like.
Well, I think everything is. always one of our favorite times here. It's such a great way to greet. We get to greet everyone, and namaste to you watching virtually, and big hugs as well. And now I get to introduce our speaker for today, which I'm so excited. It's our Reverend Julie Cribley. That she has been here numerous times, and I'm always so excited when she comes. It's just always such a wonderful, wonderful message. So I'm so excited. Round of a greeting for our Reverend Julie Cribley. Technology, so it takes me a minute. Good to see you. Hello, everyone. I don't know if you heard the title of this talk, but the title is, I Want a Better Catastrophe. I hope by now you always know that you can count on me to bring something a little bit different. And this is what spoke to me today when I got ready to come and speak. I love the word catastrophe. Many folks are talking about the catastrophe they feel the world is headed for. I say hooray. We are in desperate need of a catastrophe. A giant, life-changing catastrophe. And when it comes, let's fill the world with the best catastrophe possible. Let's trust that this upcoming catastrophe will bring us to the place we truly belong. Let's have it fill us with joyful grief. Grief about what we are losing, and yet joy because we've had things that we loved and that are ending. And more joy at the new things that will take over for the things that the catastrophe has asked us to leave behind. We should celebrate grief, really. Celebrate that we are feeling grief, as again, grief is truly only love. And how wonderful that we feel love. For let's face it, mass extinction and social collapse are truly a hard set of lemons to be making lemonade out of. If truth be told, it appears that humanity is on the path of profound grief, and to cope with this possible new reality, people will need the wisdom, rituals, and stories that literature and spiritual teachers have always offered us. We need to begin creating grieving rituals so that we can go through our despair together, so we can face the losses we know are coming. And indeed, how beautiful is the notion, this notion, as a catastrophe is a new beginning, rather than a decline. As a metaphor for the life cycle of human existence in the context of growing older. Some folks have been saying we are in for a catastrophe, but it's too late. But it still matters. Yes, all particulars matter. What particulars? How soon it comes, how bad it is, how we treat each other when it arrives. Dude, it's a catastrophe. I know, but there are better catastrophes and worse catastrophes. So what I would like to offer today is a head start on the grieving process and offer some help and remind us there are things still worth doing. Let's shift our definition of hope. Hope is much more than thinking everything will be all right in the face of this catastrophe. Hope is the will to hold on to our values in the face of difficulty. What we need now is a more resilient kind of hope. One not based on expectations. Rather, hope can become an expression of how much we love the people around us, of how much we love the world around us, or how much we love the people who will come after us. None of us want to hear the impossible news, nor do any of us want to deliver the news. However, if we must hear it, and if we must tell it,
then it's best to first ask, how would we ourselves like to be told such news? Because with news like this, you're always both the teller and the one who must be told. And I will be one of the first to admit that I have been in denial. Many of you know that I work in the recycling field, so I'm surrounded with a lot of questions of why are we recycling? What is the point of recycling in the face of so much news? And I believe that denial can actually be helpful because it allows us to pace our feelings of despair. And believe me when I tell you, my desire today for today's gathering is not to create more despair. In actuality, I want to offer up some rituals for staying the course of this life. And yet, I still want to learn to accept what is happening to our beautiful planet. And when I start, a strange thing happens. For I begin to feel fierce. I feel clear. I feel free. If it's true that I have nothing to lose, I'm willing to take risks that I wasn't before. I am going to say true things. Things that are true, but maybe people should feel like I shouldn't be saying. It turns out that my despair is its own kind of power. It's its own type of freedom. And then I think, if enough of us fall into a dark enough despair and find this type of freedom together, who knows what we can do? For no one can tell us what we can and cannot change. We have to decide that for ourselves. We not only have to get on with the hard work of changing what we can, but the possibly even harder work, especially in the era of climate chaos, of accepting what we cannot change. I sincerely believe that these trying times are calling out for humor. One such headline printed in The Onion that made me laugh out loud. Fall has been canceled after 3 billion seasons and a beloved classic has come to an end. A 4.5-foot rise in sea level can only mean one thing. Magic Johnson will still be able to keep his head out of the water, but what about me? No matter what is being thrown at us, no matter how terrible a mess it seems we have created, if we can laugh in the face of it, even as we are also crying, even if we are furious at the injustice of it all, then there's daylight between our circumstances and our victimhood. More than just a balm, gallows humor is an act of defiance, a reframing, a choice to tilt our glaze, to see the human, all too human muck of things in a much softer light. So, step one of creating a better catastrophe. Laugh often and find the humor in our situation. Step two, rely on the true beauty that also surrounds us and will continue to do so. Let's begin with clouds. Like all processes and phenomenon of nature, clouds are rife with metaphors for human life, with an eye to the astounding fact that the average cumulus cloud weighs as much as 80 elephants, made up of a myriad of small particles known as cloudlets, stay afloat. I mean, think about that. A cloud weighs more than 80 elephants, and yet it remains afloat in the sky. A cloud stays up because it's not one thing, but a group of many tiny, tiny things, which strikes me as a very apt metaphor for how diversity ensures the buoyancy of any society. Clouds drift across the dome of this world, carrying eternity, condensing molecules that animated the first breath of life, coursing with electric charges that will power the last thought. To me, a cloud will always be a little bloom of wonder to remind us that everything changes, yet everything holds, and the power of the collective. Step number 3, we need to turn to music, as it is truly our language for the exhilaration of being alive. Our bodies truly delight in music, but at the same time, it's also the language of our mortality. One purpose of music is to remind us how short a time that we have our bodies. Let the last thing be a song. What is left in one who does not sing? When I die, I want to be sung across the threshold. Don't you? As we join together to celebrate our wonderful catastrophe, let's continue in song as all unravels, as time continues past the final beat of the stutter inside our chest. Please accept this soulful invitation to get to work redefining the world around us until our voices, filled with song, more closely match the reality we are experiencing. For in song, all things are possible, which means that there's no emotion that is untranslatable. No sorrow is too obscure to define. We just have to keep singing. Songs that anchor us both in the smallness and the grandeur of our existence, its fierce fragility, its devastating beauty, words tasked with holding the hardest truths. That we are children of chance, born of a billion bright improbabilities that prevailed over the infinite greater odds of non-existence, living with only the marginal and mostly illusionary control over the circumstances of our lives and other people's choices, forever vulnerable to the accidents of a universe that at times is blind to our hopes. Step 4. Remember, there is poetry. A poem is not simply about its apparent content, the particular life experience described in the poem. It is instead about the emptiness surrounding it, each poem revealing that emptiness in a new and very unique way. And what exactly is emptiness? It is finding the wild existence of the cosmos open to itself, awakened to itself in the form of human consciousness. Poetry, too, plays with this equivalence of absence and presence. It breathes the words of hope and love, peace and truth. It infuses everyday experiences into the joy of life, and in doing so, reveals enlightenment as the basic fabric of our existence in a vast cosmos, a cosmos that in the end is impervious to our fear of the future. The concepts of absence and presence are simply an approach to the fundamental nature of things. In the end, of course, they are the same. Present grows out of and returns to absence, and it therefore always a manifestation of it. Or to state it a little bit more precisely, absence and presence are simply different ways of seeing life, either as a simple form that is somehow always generative, or as that which lives in 10,000 distinct and always changing forms. We now know this to not only be a spiritual truth, but a scientific fact, an equation written into the physics and chemistry of what we know happens when we die. We will lose everything we love, including our lives, so we might as well love without fear. For to fear a certainty seems like it's wasted energy that siphons off the life of aliveness. To be angry because a gift has been taken away is to miss the whole point of life. Step 5. Forever stand in love. Love your hands. Love them. Raise them up and kiss them. Touch others with them. Pat them together. Stroke them on your face. Love your mouth. Feet that need to rest and to dance. Backs that need support and shoulders that need arms, strong arms. Love your neck. Put your hand on it. Stroke it, grace it, and hold it up. And all your inside parts, you just have to love them. The dark, dark liver, love it. And the beat and the beating of your heart, love that too. More than eyes or feet, love your heart, for this is our prize. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. The truly weird thing about devastating loss is that life actually does go on. When you're faced with a catastrophe, a loss so huge that you have no idea how you may live through it, somehow the world keeps turning. The seconds keep ticking. The song may be ending, but the melody will linger on. When you are sorrowful, look again in your heart, and you shall see that in truth you are weeping for that which has been your delight. There is no pain so great as the memory of joy in present grief. Step 6, remember always to create prayers. Prayers of strength, comfort, joy. Let our words never cease to call out to our higher selves, our God that loves us so, to remind our earth that we continue to be grateful and that we love her. Let us encourage one another to continue in rituals and care for ourselves, those around us, our planet. Let us embrace the chaos that swirls around us. Let us continue to hope that America is waking up to both the need and the rewards of being in this together. We may even be waking up to the fact that most people truly want to help others. They want to be generous and care a great deal about the welfare of their neighbors and strangers. I believe we truly can rely on human goodness. These are the first signs of a major turning point, the turning toward one another to discover what we might create together, how we might help each other, how we might console and strengthen one another. We have watched as many different communities have faced war, famine, abuse, yet human beings can and do rise above and are learning, and we are learning that human beings can get through anything as long as we remember to stand together. Let's continue to sing, write poems, create rituals and prayers that clearly show this undeniable truth of our all too human experience. No matter what's going on around us, if we truly believe that we are in this together and we work hard to be there for one another, we can make it through and create a better catastrophe. Yet there is a long journey ahead, and to make it through, we must give up our love of self and individualism and truly embrace community. So I have a few questions that I think are behaviors we should address. Can we get over ourselves? Can we stop focusing on our private needs and open to the greater good so that it will benefit many? Can we realize that in this intertwined world, if the least among us benefit, we all benefit? And thus, if they suffer, so do we. Can we let go of our need to blame, to judge, to scapegoat, all the thoughtless and hasty ways we separate from each other? Can we shift away from self-interest and self-protection? And to do this everywhere, at work, at home, in public meetings? Can we give up fear and exchange it for generosity? This is the experiment that I believe we need to create in America. Nobody knows the outcome, but I believe it will create a better catastrophe. But we each need to make a choice, and it's our choices that will determine the true outcome. Will we choose to engage wholeheartedly with one another, working together to create a healthier community, preserving through the difficulties and frustrations of working together? Or will we withdraw and hunker down in self-protection? Or will we give up, overwhelmed and exhausted? One CEO of a major nonprofit that provides relief and leadership in areas of natural devastation said this: "Every day I have to choose not to give up." I hope we realize that we too have a choice to make every day. We can choose to be in this together. My hope is that for want of a better catastrophe, we may face it realistically and yet not fuel despair and put into motion the least depressing end of the world as we know it guide out there for all of us to follow. If we add an EU in front of catastrophe, it changes the word. This word would then mean the opposite of a catastrophe, a sudden and unexpected event of happiness or good fortune. Not everything is terrible. Let's say that together out loud. Not everything is terrible. Know that is ultimately the truth. Somewhere birds sing. Somewhere cats are playing and they're rolling around in the grass. Somewhere there's a brand new baby seeing snowfall for the first time. An ocean washes the tired feet of a grandmother with a lifetime of memories etched into her kindly face. Somewhere, someone is deeply in love and falls asleep with their lover's face still in their eyes. Somewhere there are trees that have seen terrible men rise and fall, that have watched warplanes flying overhead, that have felt in the ground the distant strike of the axe. And yet, they just dig their roots deeper. They reach up proudly for the sunlight, unashamed. They allow the world around them to fall away or shift with time, because sometimes when it is difficult, when it is scary, that is the only way to live. The flowers will grow, the storms will pass, life will begin and end and begin again, because that is the way of it. It may not be okay in the whole world, but you can still sing. You can pet the soft fur of your pet. You can feel the coolness or the warmth of a comforting drink, the touch of a hand. You can recall the survival of an ancestor through trying times, call their strength to you. You can read a good story, or maybe make one up. Tell one about a great adventure, a quest for that precious jewel that gives you your life, and how the old crone helped you discover that you carried it within you all along. That it exists inside of you, and you have everything you need right now, in this very moment, because you do. You really do. And the little piece of the world that you claim beneath your feet, it is okay. You carry your world with you. Not everything is terrible. John Rodell reminds us, remember and seek out the good when the world goes mad. Become wildly kind to everyone. Everyone, everyone. You can't control much, but you can control how you treat others in these breaking news, in these heartbreaking times, when nothing feels certain. Let your raw kindness be a certainty. Allow your compassion to become a North Star, stamped up in the sky for others to follow home. If there's a secret that I could whisper and that you could keep, it would be that it's all inside of you already. Every single thing you need. Remember this, what you achieve on Earth is only really truly a small part of the deal. Earth is just a stopover. If we view it as a game, make it a star game. If I could give you a gift, it would be to teach you how to safely stay inside that game, to find the glory within yourself, beyond the roles and drama, so you can dance the dance of the game of this life with a little bit more rhythm, a lot more abandon. That peace that we're after lies beyond our personality, beyond the perception of others, beyond invention and disguise, even beyond effort itself. You can join the game, you can join the fight, play with the form all you want, but to find real peace, you have to truly let your armor fall. Don't let anything stand in the way of the light that shines through you. Risk being seen in all of your glory. We know that we've only always had two choices, love or fear. Choose love, and don't ever let fear turn you against your playful heart. It may be that when we no longer know what to do, we have arrived to our real purpose. And when we no longer know which way to go, we have finally begun our real journey. I want to be strong enough to carry my sadness and fears without it weighing me down. I need to be brave enough to hold my darkness while still shining my light. So due to personal reasons, I will be shining brightly and unapologetically for the near foreseeable future. And I will continue to do my part to envision a better catastrophe. Perhaps Mary Oliver said it so much better than I ever could. Wage peace. Wage peace with your breath. Breathe in firemen and rubble. Breathe out whole buildings and flocks of red-winged blackbirds. Breathe in terrorists and breathe out sleeping children and freshly mown fields. Breathe in confusion and breathe out maple trees. Breathe in the fallen and breathe out lifelong friendships intact. Wage peace with your listening. Hearing sirens, pray loud. Remember your tools. Flower seeds, clothespins, clean rivers, make soup. Play music. Learn the word for thank you in 3 languages. Learn to knit and make a hat. Think of chaos as dancing raspberries. Imagine grief as the out-breath of beauty or the gesture of fish. Swim for the other side. Wage peace. Never has the world seemed so fresh and precious. Have a cup of tea and rejoice. Act as if the armistice has already arrived. Don't wait another minute. And carry with you the steps we shared today to face our future with grace and dignity. I'd encourage you to always post wisely on social media over the upcoming months. Contribute to discourse, not division. Check your facts. Resist memes and cheap shots. Create beautiful content. We can transcend the bitterness and be better, even when we disagree. And so I say, amen, and so it is. Thank you.
So it is.
Thank you so much, Julie. So much wisdom and wonderful, wonderful strategies. Thank you so much. And it is time for John will be coming around with the basket. And as we are taught in the Course in Miracles, that giving and receiving are one in truth. So just want to say just such a thank you for all of your generous donations that help keep the fellowship operating and thriving. As Mary would say, who's on vacation, our best year ever. Mary, we are hoping you're enjoying your vacation, and thank you again for all the support in all the ways that you do at the fellowship. And as the basket comes around, just hold in consciousness your gift as we sing together, I am grateful. Of your bulletin, of the tithes and offerings, let's read together. The light of divine love shines eternally, blessing and multiplying our tithes and offerings. I joyously give, knowing I always have enough to share and to spare. Thanks. And we'll just take another moment to go within, maybe closing your eyes again or just gazing downward as we take this time to send our love and prayers to everyone that is listed in this prayer basket and all those that are in your hearts. Let's extend actually to everyone on the planet that is suffering. We pray that all truly feel the healing embrace of the divine. And we pray that they know they are all the beloved children of God, blessed, whole, and safe. Never alone, always guided and tended to with deep care. And together we say and so. And danger participles, yay!
Well, thanks again, Julie, for a wonderful message. And you talked about clouds. So this song that Asa and I wrote together is called Breaking News Blues, and there's a metaphor of clouds in the song. And yeah, kind of carrying on even when the news is kind of wants to weigh you down, but not letting it weigh you down. And there it talks about singing together too. So. Put down the paper and turn off the screen. The clouds are out casting shadows. I've seen all I can stand to see. Haven't seen the sun since Tuesday. Since then it hasn't come back out again. It's another rainy day, another rainy night. The headlines are stormy. I'll wait for change at first light. Haven't seen the sun since Tuesday. Since then it hasn't come back out again. The clouds are hanging over me. Still you are by my side. Help me find solace in your company. Remind me not to hide. So pick up that paper and lace up those shoes. Hold me a bit closer. We'll face the breaking news blues. After morning blue, there's sunrise. Till then, we will not rest till then. The clouds are hanging over me. just staying mad. We look to open new doors. Can't bury our heads in the sand or be silent no more. So pick up that paper and lace up those shoes. It's time to leave fear behind us and leave those breaking news blues. Those breaking news blues. Those breaking news blues.
That was awesome. Thank you, thank you. Whew. Good stuff. Just a few announcements. We have the Death Cafe Saturday, August 17th at 2 o'clock, 2 weeks, right? Healing movements here on Mondays at 4, and the chair yoga is Thursday at 4. Watch for Reverend Barb Kinsey's Healthy Living videos every Tuesday in the e-announcement. And the big news, ready?
What is
It's
it?
the picnic. This coming up Saturday, August 10th, and it's going to be right in the back. Our plan B will be inside, but if you can come, bring your family. It's going to be fun. We'll have lots of good food. We're going to have games, and Richard.
What time?
Oh, thank you, Richard. At 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. So it should be good. We're going to Bart.
And a dish to pass.
Oh yes, and a dish to pass. There will be some chicken and some, I think, pulled pork sandwiches and some drinks. But yeah, we would love for you to come. Anyone else, Julie? Jen?
I was just going to mention the pulled pork and chicken.
Yeah. So we've got the food too, and it should be fun, and music. We're going to have music too. So lots of fun, and maybe karaoke, maybe. But thank you all for another wonderful service, and everyone. Gosh, Julie.
Something I'd like to know.
Oh, sure. Not at all.
On September 10th, at Recycle Livingston, we are going to hold our first meeting about exploring green burial options, as well as alternatives to the current methods we use when we leave our bodies. We are hoping to make legislation here in Michigan that will allow a lot more choices for those of us who are more holistically minded about how we want to deal with our bodies. We're trying to get as many funeral home directors and folks interested, and it is our plan because there's like 10 states that have adopted a lot of these changes, and they're just phenomenal, even including actually composting our bodies and turning it right back into soil. And so as the person who loves this planet and so believes in being more natural, I'm very excited about it. So if you'd like more information, please come and see me. I'll give you my email address. September 10th at 6:30 will be our first meeting. When you brought up the Death Cafe, I thought these concepts are so aligned with greeting our death with joy and leaving this world a healthier, better place. So thank you.
Love it.
Recycle Livingston is in Howell.
Maybe we could get some information.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can get a flyer. So
Yeah, I'd be happy to
we'll
send a flyer.
announce. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
announce that again.
We should put it in the e-news too.
Okay.
In the news. Yes. Well, thank
I would
you.
love to
Thank you
see
for
many
sharing
people
that.
who are interested in this topic.
Yeah, fabulous. Really good information. Thank you so much. So again, thank you for watching virtually and all of those attending here. And now it's time to stand and join in our peace circle. God is, and all